Hi, this is Jason. I'll be taking you through L0phtcrack. It's a password auditor tool. So you'll see that this is the tool, and it all looks kind of complicated because there's a lot going on, but it's actually pretty simple to use. And in this particular demo, we're just going to be using the wizard to see the basic functionality. So up at the top left, you can see that we can run our wizard, and it's just going to take us through the process. So the first thing we need to choose is decide which computer we're going to be cracking. We can do the local machine that we're running on. We can choose a specific remote machine on our network. We can load a backup file from one of our backup systems. And then we can actually even just sit on the network and sniff local computers and see who's typing in passwords across the network. But for this particular tutorial, we're just going to be cracking the passwords from our local machine. There's different auditing methods that we can use. The first is just a simple quick password, which just checks for simple dictionary words. You can do something slightly more advanced, which is to include the dictionary words plus simple common modifications, such as adding zeros instead of O's. Then you can do a strong password audit, which does the regular dictionary attacks, it does the modified dictionary attack, and then it can also perform a brute force attack on basically all combinations of letters and numbers. You can even customize what we want it to do, whether it's a simple dictionary attack, a pre-computed hash attack like we did in a previous assignment. You can perform a hybrid dictionary attack, which is replacing letters with symbols and things like that. And then you can again perform a brute force attack, and then you can specify the character set that you want to perform that attack on, whether it's just letters and numbers or going up to numbers and symbols, and then you can even customize what you're going to be doing. For this particular tutorial, we're just going to be doing a simple password audit using only dictionary words. Finally, we can have the system tell us the passwords after it cracks them for us. Sometimes that's not a good idea. For example, if you don't want to, for security reasons, be displaying your employees' passwords. But for this particular tutorial, it's fine to look at it. We don't really care about what the hashes themselves are, but we are curious to see how long did it take to audit the password, and we want to see the auditing method that was used to crack it. So with those simple things done, we can just click Finish, and it's going to go ahead and run. So it's issuing the hash dump, so it's pulling all the hashed users from the system, and then it's running the audit on them. You can see it running over here, and this one went really quickly because we were only asking it to do a simple dictionary attack, and there's only a few users on this particular machine. So when you look at it, you'll see that this is my local machine, so you'll see that the computer is just Wyvern, and then there's really only two different user accounts active on this particular machine. One is the simple share user that I created to be able to share files across my network, and then the other is my actual user account. As you can see, it actually cracked the password for the share account very quickly. When we click on it, we can see what was used. It was we got the user info, and it used a simple dictionary attack. And it actually went so quickly to find this because share is probably one of the first words that the a dictionary attack would use. Particularly if the username is share, the password was probably also share. We can look and we can see which ones are cracked. This tbricks account was my main account, was not cracked, which makes sense because the password that's in here is significantly more complex than a simple dictionary word. But if we had told it to do a brute force attack and let it run for a while, I'm sure it could crack it. But for the purpose of this tutorial, I don't really want you guys to know what that password is. So now that we can see that these which accounts are cracked or not, we can actually look at a more detailed report, and you can see that of the accounts on here, you say like one of them was high risk, one of the three, and that's the share account. Obviously, you can see that the character sets that are used in these particular passwords this one is just a simple alphabetic character set. There were no numbers. The password is just share. You can see which methods were successful in cracking different attacks. In this case, one is a simple dictionary attack, and then you can see the average length of the different passwords. When you're running this on a simple one computer, especially that has very simple passwords with a limited number of accounts, these particular pieces of information are probably not too useful. But you can imagine that if you're running this across your network or across your Active Directory for all of your different employees, it would be useful to see what is the average length of the password that's being used by my employees, which audit methods are required to crack their different passwords, if they're even crackable at all, and how many of our users are using high-risk passwords. And that is it for this simple tutorial.